I never thought of myself as the kind of person to believe in ghosts or any of that stuff. But sometimes things happen that make you rethink everything you thought you knew. This happened a few months back. I'm still not sure how to explain it. So, one night I was just settling in, nothing fancy, just a long day behind me, and I was tired. I live alone, always have, so I don't have to worry about anyone else barging in or bothering me. And yeah, I have a bit of a routine. I lock my doors every night, front door, back door, bedroom door, all of them. I'm kind of obsessive about it. Living alone, you get used to being cautious, you know? Anyway, I was lying in bed, finally dozing off. I was right at that edge where you're not quite asleep, but the day is fading away, and suddenly I felt it, just this soft, gentle touch like fingers running through my hair. It wasn't rough. It wasn't like someone yanking or anything, just this slow, careful touch. At first, I thought maybe it was a breeze or something, but my windows were closed and my door was locked. And then I remembered, I live alone. There shouldn't be anyone there. I kept my eyes shut, thinking maybe I was just dreaming. That made sense, right? Just some half-asleep hallucination or whatever. But then it happened again. This time, the touch was firmer, almost comforting. I could feel each finger grazing over my scalp, moving through my hair like someone was right there beside me. I didn't want to open my eyes. You know that feeling? Like when you're a kid and you're scared of the dark, so you just stay under the covers? That's what it felt like. If I just didn't look, maybe whatever it was would go away. But curiosity got the best of me, and slowly I opened one eye just a crack. There was nothing, just my empty room, looking exactly the same as it always did. But the touch didn't stop. Now I was wide awake. My heart was pounding, and I tried to tell myself it was all in my head. I was lying there, frozen, not sure if I should move or scream, or just keep pretending it wasn't happening. Then the touch moved down the back of my neck, just grazing the skin. That was it. I sat up, heart racing, breathing heavy. My hand flew to the light switch next to my bed, flicking it on so fast it was like a reflex. The light filled the room and nothing. No one was there, just me sitting up in bed trying to catch my breath. For a second, I almost laughed at myself. Get a grip, I thought. You're just tired. It's all in your head. But I couldn't get rid of this feeling like someone else had just been in the room with me. And the weirdest part, I felt this lingering sensation on my scalp where those fingers had brushed through my hair, like the touch had left some kind of mark I couldn't see. Eventually, I convinced myself to lie back down, though I kept the light on this time. I wasn't taking any chances. I laid there staring at the ceiling, listening for any sound, any creak, anything that might explain what I'd felt. But everything was silent. Finally, I closed my eyes, determined to get some sleep. You're being ridiculous, I told myself. Just go to sleep and you'll laugh about this in the morning. But as soon as I drifted off again, it happened. It felt like a hand resting on my head, heavy and cold. I could feel each finger pressing down and my eyes shot open. The room was dark again. I had no idea when the light had gone off, but now it was pitch black and I couldn't see a thing. That's when I heard it, a whisper right by my ear. Just one word, soft and raspy. Remember. I felt a chill run down my body. Remember? Remember what? I racked my brain, trying to think of anything that could make sense, but nothing came to mind. I lay there frozen, waiting for something to happen, but the room stayed silent. After what felt like forever, I managed to reach out and switch the light back on, and again, nothing was there, just me in an empty room, trying to convince myself I wasn't losing it. The next few nights, I barely slept. Every time I started to doze off, I felt this presence, like someone was right beside me watching. Sometimes I'd feel the fingers in my hair again, brushing softly, almost like they were trying to comfort me. Other times, I'd hear that whisper just a single word, remember? I was losing it. I started checking every corner of my room before bed, making sure there was nothing there, No way anyone could get in. But no matter how many times I checked, the feeling wouldn't go away. It was like I was never truly alone. Even during the day, I'd catch myself glancing over my shoulder, feeling like someone was watching me. My friends noticed too. They'd ask if I was all right, if I was sleeping okay, and I'd just brush it off, saying I was fine, but I wasn't fine. Then one night, I decided enough was enough. I was going to stay awake until morning, just to prove to myself that it was all in my head. I sat up in bed, staring at the door, the windows, the corners of the room. Hours passed, and nothing happened. I was starting to feel relieved, thinking maybe it really had all been my imagination. But then, as the clock struck 3 a.m., I felt it again. The hand, resting on my head heavier than before, pressing down like it was trying to keep me there. I closed my eyes, trying to ignore it, but the pressure grew stronger. And then I heard the whisper again, clearer this time, "Remember me." My heart was racing, but this time I felt something else. Recognition. It was like a memory was trying to surface, something I'd buried deep. I took a shaky breath, trying to focus, and suddenly it hit me. A face flashed in my mind, just for a second. A woman. She looked familiar, but I couldn't place her. And then I remembered a girl I used to know in high school. We'd been close, really close, but then something happened. She'd moved away and we'd lost touch. I hadn't thought about her in years. "Is that you?" I whispered, barely believing the words coming out of my mouth. The hand lifted from my head, and for a moment, everything was silent. I felt this strange sense of calm, like whatever was there had finally let go. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt lighter, like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I stayed up the rest of the night waiting for something else to happen, but nothing did. In the morning, I went through some old boxes, trying to find anything that might remind me of her. Finally, I found an old photo buried under a bunch of other memories. There she was, smiling, her arm around me. I couldn't believe I'd forgotten her, that I'd let so much time go by without thinking about her. You know, after that last night when I found her picture, I thought maybe she was gone, dead even. I tried not to dwell on it because I had no real way to know. I'd lost touch with anyone who would know her. It's not like we had any mutual friends left, and even the ones who might have known something I hadn't talked to in years. The thought crossed my mind, though, and I couldn't shake it, like this nagging feeling that wouldn't go away. But here's the crazy part. About a month later, I was scrolling through Facebook, just bored. You know, like I do every now and then, and out of nowhere, this familiar face popped up in my feed. It was her sister. I hadn't seen her since high school either, but I'd recognize that face anywhere. I clicked on her profile, and I don't know what came over me, but I sent her a friend request. Part of me was nervous she wouldn't remember me, or that it'd just be weird, but she accepted pretty quick. We started chatting, catching up on life, talking about old times. And then, somehow, the conversation drifted to her sister, my friend. I braced myself, almost afraid of what she'd say, but I had to know. That's when she told me. Her sister, my friend, had passed away about a month before. Car accident. Quick, out of nowhere, just gone. She said they hadn't even had a chance to say goodbye. It hit me hard, like a punch to the gut. I didn't know what to say, and for a second, I just sat there staring at the screen, numb. It all made sense, though. She'd come back just to say goodbye, or to remind me of the time we'd had. Maybe she hadn't wanted to leave without me remembering who she was. I guess she wanted someone to carry that memory, to know she'd been here, that she'd mattered. After that, things felt different. Like, I was still sad, of course, but I don't know. Lighter in a way. Like she'd finally found her peace. And maybe in some weird way, I'd helped her get there. And since then, there haven't been any more touches or whispers. I still keep her photo in a drawer, though. Every once in a while, I pull it out just to remember, just in case she ever needs me to keep her memory alive again. Thank you for listening to this video. I'll see you in the next one.